What's up, guys? We are back with another episode of the Founders Lounge. It is a Wednesday night, and I have been welcomed into this beautiful home. And I have a very special guest today, and I'm really excited to talk about business on a Wednesday night. You want to introduce yourself real quick? Who are you, and what do you do?
Hello, my name is Sarahy Soriano, and I go by Sarah. And I have a small business, Spotless Neat Co. It's a cleaning business.
Nice. And how long have you been in that business?
I have done business for about almost 2 years.
Okay. In this one?
Yes.
Okay. So let's dive into that a little bit. The whole point of the show is just kind of like talk about people's individual journeys with business and kind of really the whole point of it is to show how unglamorous this kind of lifestyle really is and this choice of career.
Yeah.
It's a very unique career. So yeah, walk us through the past couple of years. I guess how did you get started? Did someone show you the ropes? And like where are you at? Where are you at now?
Yeah. So because I own a cleaning business, no one really likes to talk about a cleaning business because who likes to talk about cleaning, right? I started my business in 2022 after my first miscarriage. Okay. I was going through a lot of mental issues at the time, and I think I was more anxious, and I started to clean my house a lot. Yeah. Like very deep.
Mm-hmm. Are you a deep cleaner?
I'm a very much deep cleaner. I don't like to miss corners.
Yeah, I got you.
I started to realize that I liked cleaning way too much. And I started off cleaning like my parents' house, my siblings' house, my family's house. Yeah. And they would start paying me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh,
there's something here.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I really like this. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It really helped me with my anxiety and with my anger issues at the time. And I just grew up more of a passion for it. And I started off my cleaning business. I said where I prayed about it.
Yeah.
I didn't have a mentor at the time.
Mm-hmm. Do you now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we talk about her or him?
Yeah, my mentor is God.
Okay.
My mentor is God. I think I held really strong on to God, and I said, I don't know what I can make of this, but I'm trusting you. Yeah. And as a business owner, like my mentor, I just started to grow in the business. Was a good friend of mine, and Demetrius. Okay. They helped me by getting my first gigs.
That's awesome.
And they have really helped me like learn more about what cleaning is about. Mm-hmm. And they have very much open arms helped me through it. Yeah. And I'm forever grateful for that.
So do you do more residential properties or more commercial properties?
So I started with residential, and I've very much committed to residential.
Yeah.
I recently got my first commercial.
Oh, so, nice. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. It was a huge step. It took a lot, but I prayed a lot, and things will land in your lap when you trust God and when
That's awesome.
When you give it your all.
Can we talk about who it is or which business it is? No. A commercial property?
Oh, no, we can't.
Oh, no, we can't. Okay, cool. Dude, that's a huge win.
Yeah.
When did you lock that up?
Recently, about 2 months ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So like in the summer?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you like doing more commercial stuff? Or
I love it. It's a lot of heavy work.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a bigger place to clean up.
Yeah. It's a large office space.
It's a large office space.
Got it.
And you have to have your staff on deck.
Yeah.
Making sure that you have enough help.
Yeah. No.
So when I started off with a business, I started off with me, my husband, and my mother-in-law. And because it's the people I trusted and the people that really like supported me at the beginning with getting their hands dirty, really, more than anything.
Yeah.
Like again, because no one likes to talk about cleaning, and not a lot of people like to clean.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't.
So
maybe that's my brother.
It can't be that bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. They clean more than I do. That's the issue. Yeah.
But that's okay. They're just helping.
Yeah.
But I started off with them, and then more of my family members started to help me out.
Okay.
And now I've lost employees here and there.
Yeah,
and now I'm still down to 3.
Nice.
And I'm very grateful for those 3 because they help me a lot.
So are they like family and friends? Or?
Yeah, they're family and friends that support what I do. And
that's awesome.
Really are open to like learning. And that's what I love about the employees I hire that they're
Yeah.
willing to learn.
Yeah.
And they're willing to go with the name. It's spotless.
Yeah. That's
and
awesome.
make it spotless.
Yeah.
So.
I love that. So prior to this, did you kind of have like a background in business, or have you been around businesses your whole life, or?
I didn't have any background. My husband actually did. He started his own thing at one point, and kind of just watched him do his thing. And I never really thought that I wanted to do business myself. Yeah. Because I'm more of an outgoing person. Like, I like to do things, but not
like outside of work.
Yeah. But because of that situation I had in life, and it grew on me, and I love it. And when you're a business owner, it's like you're diving into something that you love to do. And that's something I love to do. I like to wake up and I like to say, I have 3 cleanings scheduled today, and I'm okay with that. I don't be like, oh, I don't want to do it today. Like, no, I'm like, I'm ready. Yeah. Let's get it.
That's beautiful. I feel like when I have conversations with people about the things that they do and they actually love it, and they wake up every day and they look forward to what they do. Yeah. I'm like, dude, that's like the dream life right there. No matter how big or small your business is, as long as you wake up and you're actually excited about what you're going to do for the day. Yeah. A lot of people will replace like different salaries to get there.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes you have to make some sacrifices, but I mean, I love what I do. Yeah. I love, and I've grown up to learn to look for things and do what I love to do. Never put myself in a place in a job that I don't like to do. Got it. Because I just like it.
A lot of people who I'm probably going to interview are probably going to say the same thing. Yeah. About like how much they just feel like a lot of people who are going into business for themselves, part of them just can't really fathom like taking directions on a day-to-day basis from maybe like a boss or a higher up. And that's a very real concept. I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about how business owners, usually in the beginning, they're so adamant about, not taking on an hourly job or a salary or anything like that. Like, I totally understand.
Yeah. I'm not bossy though.
Yeah, I know. I feel like you're not. I feel like you're not. And it's weird because like when I was kind of starting off, I thought like in business, you kind of have to be stern about a lot of things, and some things have to be done a certain way. And like the older I get, I'm just like, bro, no, it's not. Some people have like really friendly businesses. Yeah. It's really chill, it's really laid back, and it still works for them. And then others are probably on the other side of the spectrum where they're actually kind of like, they have a system in place. They're really stern about it. They don't let people get away with a lot of things. Like it's really strict. So I don't know, like some of the businesses that I've came across, I mean, just more so in the past couple of years, especially after COVID too, a lot of bosses are just chill. Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed that too.
I have. My bosses are really chill. I love my bosses.
Yeah. Did you go to school?
I did. Well, for like college degree? Yeah. I did. I went for 2 years, and then I dropped out when COVID hit.
Okay. Where'd you go?
I went to Washburn.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, we've met a couple times.
No, yeah. Okay. I knew. I was like, all right, I swear she went to Washburn.
I did. It was the best 2 years of my life. Let me say that.
So what year was that? So that had been 2019?
19, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That was a bad time to go into college.
Why?
Because like, I mean, just 2020 in general.
Yeah.
Because we got those 2 weeks for spring break. Yeah. And we were so excited. Yeah. And then, it turned out to be like a year-long thing.
Never to return back. Yeah. And then it's just like classes online and.
Yeah. Was that the semester you stopped going?
Yeah. Like I finished off my semester. I was like, I can't just drop out. I had to finish my semester because I was actually in school for a bachelor's degree in education, elementary education. Okay. But after that, I couldn't anymore.
Yeah, I totally understand that. My little brother was going to go into school too, but he graduated during COVID. Yeah. So I feel like those 2 years, you just couldn't really get that college experience.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
I was just having too much fun. Like I was having way too much fun for then it should be like shut down.
Yeah, like on Zoom, basically. I had a class at 9:30. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I think. And I would literally roll out of bed at like 9:20, brush my teeth, and then just open up my laptop. And while they were talking, they didn't require us to have our cameras on. So I would just play Madden while I'm listening to this person talk.
This is a weird question. Did you ever like fall asleep?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. I would sometimes take the class in bed.
No way.
Yeah, I would wake up, I'd roll over, grab my laptop, and just open it, and then I would just have my camera off.
But like, when you fell asleep, like, did you wake up and like realize that your class?
I woke up and the class was done, so it was just the Zoom like screen. I was like, damn.
Was your teacher like, hello?
No, because I feel like I remember them shutting down the class like right after
Okay.
people would leave. So I was probably like the last one in there, and then they're just like, okay, this guy's not talking. Yeah,
goodbye.
Yeah. Why, did you fall asleep in class? Hell yeah.
It happened to me one time.
Yeah.
I was just really exhausted, and I fell asleep. And
was it an early class?
Yeah,
those were
like
the worst.
A 7:30 class.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
But when I was going in person, I was up.
Yeah.
And I was up and
well, yeah, because you have to be like
exactly
present.
But that day it was just I fell asleep.
Yeah.
And I woke up and someone was calling my name.
Yeah. What a time that was. Jeez. Okay. Another question I had was, at this point of like the business, do you kind of feel like you kind of have a system in place now where you know what's going to happen if, say, like a client cancels, or if you need to hire more people, or like what's kind of like the idea of the business now, or where is it at operationally?
Yeah, so I have like to-do charts and lists that when I go and walk through with clients, and I just check what the client really needs the attention in. But I'm pretty lenient with my clients when they cancel.
Yeah.
I don't charge them for scheduling.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Because I see it as I'm helping them get relief. Yeah. Because sometimes you have they have different stories. It's either I'm going to declutter a house, or I'm just doing a basic cleaning, or I'm doing a deep cleaning. And sometimes I see clients who struggle with scheduling, getting to the point to schedule. Yeah. And then for me to like charge them, it just doesn't seem right, because they worked so hard to get to the point where they want to schedule and trust someone to go into their home. So I respect when they cancel. I always just friendly tell them that if they want to reschedule, they're welcome to.
Yeah. Is there kind of anything right now that you're actively working on the business in terms of improving, or maybe adding a different service? Or
yes, I do have one in the works, a new service that I want to add. Carpet cleaning.
Oh, nice. Don't you need like a machine for that or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
But everything is so expensive.
Yeah. Because I mean, I don't know how much those are, but then you could use it for a bunch of different properties.
Exactly. So I think that's the service that I really want to bring in, because I've seen it more in like houses that a lot more houses have carpet.
Okay.
And with pets and stuff, they have accidents. Starting a service with carpet clean will definitely bring more clients into the business.
Yeah.
So.
Got it. And you think that you could probably charge like a good amount for it? Because I feel like that's like a premium service, I think.
So prices are very competitive here in Kansas and in other states. But because I started off this company based on my own mental health, I don't want to charge people money that maybe they don't have, or I'm not gonna charge someone and then take food off their table either.
Yeah, they're having to make a choice.
Yeah. I'm here to help, not to take away.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I get from you, because I know you talked about how like you wake up in the morning and you're kind of excited to do what you do. Yeah. I feel like part of it too that's honorable is that it's actually helping somebody else. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they're
helping me and I'm helping them.
Yeah, and like in this economy and like in the business that I'm in, I feel like since I'm like an online service kind of business, I do see a lot of like people get burned by the same businesses that I currently run. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of the guys that are coming up, the young guys who are either, doing the same thing I'm doing or doing something else in like the online space, I feel like they're just in it for the money. Yeah. And I don't ever want to call them out, because money's money, but like when you get into entrepreneurship and small business and you're actually helping another person and making, a living for yourself, I feel like that's so honorable. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, that's really cool. I mean, I feel like that's kind of like why I'm doing this. I just want to know kind of like people who I care about, who are doing good things, actual people who are in the grind. Yeah. I love learning from you guys.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. You'll go far.
Yeah, you think so? Okay. All right, so let's switch it up a little bit. Have you ever had a moment when you felt like giving up? And then how did you push through that, and what kept you going?
Yeah, I did. And sorry for the big sigh, but I think every business owner goes through a moment in their lives where you just want to give up and walk away. And this is actually the first time talking about it, but I recently wanted to walk away. And it really didn't have anything to do with finances or clientels. I think it was more of went through a second miscarriage recently, and my mental health was not completely there at the beginning, and I didn't have the motivation to get up and say I want to continue to do this. And I wanted to give up. I wanted to throw it all away and just be done. But because my faith is so huge, and I stand on my faith, and I rely a lot on my mentor, God. I've been able to push through and not give up.
That must have been like a really difficult time.
It was.
How recent was it?
We're 3-4 weeks in.
Oh wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of things that I feel like, because in the world that we live in today, I feel like there's so many things that people consider strong.
Yeah.
And what you're currently going through, when you're having to work around that or through that, that is incredibly strong. And I feel like a lot of people, these are the things that people don't talk about.
Right.
Like, they just see like the fast cars and the private jets, and like, bro, there's like so many different levels to business and being in business for yourself.
Yeah.
And even just like on an emotional, spiritual level, like that's difficult.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I mean, there's more reasons of like other times I've wanted to give up, sometimes there's no work. But I think this was a big one for me.
Yeah.
Because I started off with the energy after my first miscarriage, and to have a second one and not feel that adrenaline again of wanting to get up and be like, let's go.
Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a second punch to the gut, you know? And I've had like multiple punches to the gut that I felt that I'm just going to quit and going to give up.
Yeah.
More recently in the past year, I just thought about, just living a comfortable life and kind of just like settling down. But I was going to ask, like, your mental health, how much of that either pushes you or holds you back from like being the best at what you do?
You're gonna have to ask a question again.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, just like, because like let me give you an example.
Okay.
So like my mental health, right? In the more recent years, I've been able to kind of like manage it a little bit better. But there's still kind of like that day to day, you haven't pushed through like emotional struggles. I feel like for me, it fuels me a lot more when I'm like sad or when I'm going through something personal.
Yeah.
And I feel like that shouldn't be I feel like people just cope differently.
Yeah.
So like for me, that's how I cope, is I just like put in, like a couple weeks ago, I probably had 3 or 4 days in a row where I was putting in like 12-hour work days.
Oh, wow.
Like I literally go to work at 8 and then I don't stop until like 9. And that I did that for like 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I took a step back and I was like, wow, like my depression has got me to this point where like the only thing I find enjoyable is like work.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really sad to a lot of people. But to me, it's like, well, that's better than like drinking all the time, or that's better than like me going out and smoking weed.
Right.
So like, I don't know. I feel like the first real rule of business and entrepreneurship is use what you have.
Yeah.
And if all I have in me is my anger and like my depression, then I'm gonna use that to my fullest advantage.
Yeah.
And just like use it to kind of push me along the way.
Yeah.
So like with you, because I know you just talked about like your mental health and your faith, I kind of want you to touch in on that a little bit and kind of just like walk us through the thought process behind your faith and like how it pushes you through the hard times.
Yeah.
And then how your mental health like goes along with that.
Yeah. Like I've said before, like I have a really strong relationship with God. And sometimes when bad things happens in our lives, we usually go and we blame God. And we have this like big rock in between you and God. But it's been like the opposite for me. I have grown closer with God. And sometimes it's hard to trust God. But for me, I feel like I grew up knowing God. I grew up knowing who God was and is and how merciful his love is for me, that faith, and I trust him, and I wake up every day and I say, God, like, I trust what you have planned for me today. So that has pushed me to get up and say, keep going. And sometimes that can be hard because, it's just like people don't believe in a God, or you're going to have people that are like, well, I don't believe in God. So what do I have to believe in to keep going? But it's, also like believing in yourself. Like, again, like, how far do you want to go in this life? Are you going to let the negative voice in your head control you? Or are you going to let the positive of yourself come out and bring the best out of you?
Right. Yeah, I grew up in a church too. Like, my faith has been a lot. I feel like it's getting to the point where I'm actually putting effort into restoring it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, next Thursday, I think, I have like my first like adult kind of like Catholic class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's actually I don't know if this is the church you go to, but Our Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually over there.
Okay.
The guy that's running it, he works at the job I work at.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I mean, I feel like part of the reason why, I'm sure you can relate to this, but like part of the reason why I'm in business for myself as well is because I feel like God put a vision in my head.
Yeah.
And I don't think that God will put a vision for you for your life.
Yeah.
Without the intent of you living it out one day.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, like I feel like there's a lot of spiritual connection between like my faith and like the business that I want to run one day.
Yeah.
And this whole journey that I'm in too, like I totally can understand like what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm kind of scared because like I've been away from like the church for I'll probably say about like 3 years or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I go like here and there.
Huh.
But
did you know that the Bible repeatedly in several chapters it says, "Do not be afraid"?
I'm sure.
Yeah. Take it serious.
I went to I don't know if you did, but I went to private school. Like
I did
growing
none
up.
of that. No.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Christ King.
Oh, okay.
Then I went to Hayden for a little bit.
I might have saw you a couple times.
Wow, what school you go to?
I went to Holy Family.
But yeah, I mean, I grew
uniform kids.
Yeah, uniform kids. I still feel like I wear my uniform to work these days.
Sometimes I kind of miss my uniform.
Yeah.
Because I did graduate from Hayden, so I mean, I lived my
what?
Yeah.
You did? I went there for a couple of years.
What?
Yeah, I left my sophomore year.
Why?
Because I wanted to play basketball at a different school.
What's wrong with Hayden basketball?
They're not gonna take me to hoop for Hayden High School. No, I went to Topeka West.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to Topeka West, and yeah, I learned so much there about different things. Actually, I took my first business class there.
Oh.
Yeah, they had entrepreneurship 101.
Yeah.
Super entry level. It was me, my brother, and then our close friend, and it was like every day at like 9 or something, and then some days we would just watch like Shark Tank and then dissect the businesses that were pitched and kind of like the valuations and stuff like that.
I love Shark Tank.
I do too. But it just like my love for the game just kind of evolved from there.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Awesome.
I don't think they had that at Hayden though.
No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think I would have gotten into business a lot sooner though.
Yeah, it was part of a curriculum, or a group offered the curriculum. It's called Youth Entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty big in like the 501 schools.
Okay. I
think. And I've helped them in the past. Some of their kids I've talked to about their business plans, and something I was wanting to talk to you about was just kind of like how like the resources that are maybe offered to minority-owned businesses or women-owned businesses. Like, do you have any? Have you ever taken like anything like that?
I have not, but I know that Washburn. I talked to a couple people, mentors from there a couple times. I mean, Washburn's always very like hands-on, like they're ready to help businesses trying to come up and start.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's my resource. It's like if you're here local in Topeka, just like reach out to Washburn. There's always someone that's gonna help out.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree because I know somebody over there. Her name's Nadia. She does the SBDC stuff.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, she'll literally help everybody with a business plan, whether it's from starting from zero all the way to getting funding. It's really great.
Yeah, and like this podcast. Ethan.
Yeah, this show is. I'm really happy about this. Like, I want to sit down with people like you and just, like you said, like.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. I just want to learn from people, I think, and also just connecting. And there's a lot of people in my life that are in business or wanted to be in business.
Yeah.
And it's weird just because like I feel like people even just randomly message me about like business stuff. I'm just like, bro, I don't know. Like, I'll try my best to help you, but like I don't know. But
yeah.
I started the show just because like I want to talk to people like you and get more in tune with the entrepreneurship and business community in Topeka. Yeah. We're both in Forge.
Yes.
You want to talk about Forge for a little bit?
I love Forge.
What's Forge?
Forge is a young talent organization made for entrepreneurs from, I think at the ages is from like 17 to 20, 40 something. I don't know the ages.
I think it's actually 40 if I'm not mistaken.
40? Okay, that's what I thought. And Forge just really creates a environment for young entrepreneurs like you and myself, and really just young people to like stay in Topeka, collaborate with each other, get to know each other, and really like when I attended my first Forge event, I didn't know anybody, and but that's why they make those spaces so you get to know people, and so yeah, Forge really just offers that for any young entrepreneur. Yeah. I
started going to Forge events when I was, I think, a sophomore in college.
Really?
Yeah, so probably like 19. And yeah, same experience. I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
I was like, this is kind of weird, man. Yeah. Like, no, but I've grown to like love the people at Forge.
Yeah.
And,
you learn to love me.
Yes, you guys are so friendly. Like, I love being around you guys. But yeah, I'm also in Forge, and I'm also more so involved in like, I hate to say it, but like more consulting stuff. Yeah. So I like with my business, and then this show, I'm in my full-time job. Like I'm pretty like stacked at the moment.
Yeah.
So like I've talked to the guys over there and said, hey, anything you guys need in terms of like social media stuff, advertising,
yeah,
let me know. Like it's really more so. Yeah, I love going to the events.
Yeah,
it's a
they're
good time.
Super fun.
Yeah,
I think that they bring a lot of good ideas, and we have a lot of good ideas mixing in the pot right now for Topeka. Yeah. And we're hoping that it gets bigger and really making Topeka a lot more safer for young entrepreneurs to stay in Topeka.
Yeah. So. Okay. Next question is, what are some personal sacrifices you've had to make for your business, and how has that impacted your relationships, your health, or your personal life? It's a lot.
It is a lot. I think as a business owner, you have to make several sacrifices from the beginning. Sometimes it can be like not paying yourself out, and making sure that everyone on your payroll is being paid out. Making the sacrifice that, if you don't pay yourself, you're contributing what you were going to pay yourself into more material. I think that's one of the biggest ones that I faced myself is like, making sure that everyone is paid out. I'm investing more into my stuff because again, that gives the quality of work. Yeah. And I'm all for that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Another thing, I mean, really like when I became pregnant, I was very more like hands off. I had to sacrifice my special touch into the cleaning.
Yeah, you have to trust more people.
Yeah, and I think that's what really has built my relationship with my team stronger. Is like I learned to trust them more and be like, I need you to perform as I would perform, and give that special touch. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I feel like learning how to trust other people with, especially when you're in a business like that where you kind of want to have like your special touch, could be like really daunting in the beginning. Yeah. So do you feel that like the money that you've put back into the business so far, you're kind of at that point where you're like, okay, this is the kind of quality that I want to keep delivering on for the clients?
I feel like I always have room to improve.
Yeah.
So I feel like every time I have to put more and more and more back into the company. Yeah. But I think that's just something that every business owner really faces. especially when you're like either working in construction or you're working in cleaning or you're working in,
it's a material based business.
Yeah. So it's just like things keep upgrading, and like the technology gets like even more crazier.
Yeah, and it gets more expensive too.
Yeah.
So I totally understand that. So with these sacrifices, has there kind of been an impact on you personally outside of the business? Like, has there been things you missed out on, or?
Yeah, I've missed out a lot on like family time. I have always prioritized my family, my husband. The good thing is that we do spend a lot of time on the job site still, but I mean, like we've had to sacrifice like date nights or going on double dates or spending time with friends, and I love all my friends.
Yeah, that's the worst. Yeah, like the social stuff really takes a toll.
Yeah, because it's like we're grinding all week, and we're still grinding on a Saturday morning. Sometimes it's like you're sacrificing your time because it's like we start at 8 a.m. and we're not finishing till like 7 p.m. And by that time it's dinner time and we're exhausted.
Yeah. Like you got to have some time to recover as well.
And so we don't really get to like go out and party on the weekend or, just spend some time with family or friends.
Yeah, that's I just made a video about this maybe 2 videos ago where I talked about like your personal sacrifices in your 20s.
Yeah.
I feel like there's three main things when you're in your 20s that you're wanting to focus in on. It's your social stuff, so kind of just like being a better person in general.
Yeah.
And then your work, your career, and then the other part is your relationship. So who you choose to be your partner and where you're at in that. And I feel like I've definitely taken a toll on more so the relationship stuff because when I'm not working, like I do go out and like indulge a little bit.
Yeah. So. Do you ever feel like weird when you do go out and be social because you're just like, where's my computer?
Yeah. I've honestly, it's funny that you say that because I've been contemplating a lot more recently, probably in the past like 3 or 4 weeks or so. I'm just gonna be that guy that brings his laptop everywhere, and I'm like, dude, I don't know if I want to be known as that guy, because like last week or a couple weekends ago, my friends and I went to go support this new Mexican restaurant in Kansas City.
Yeah,
and it was really good. Like I loved it, and yeah, I'll show you where it's at. But the whole time I was like, damn, I should have brought my laptop.
Yeah,
that's not healthy though. I feel like a lot of people that I've met who are kind of like that. Who just want to work all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, bro, you got to find you need to find like a shutdown routine. And that's kind of like what I've been building recently, where I just like don't even think about work at a certain point.
Yeah.
I think like right now I'm averaging around like 9 or 9:30 at night where I'm just like, I'm not touching anything. Yeah. Like, I'm done.
I think sometimes you have to learn to say no and put boundaries for yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing I've learned recently is like, I put a boundary where I'm like, okay, I'm not working anymore on Sundays.
That's cool. Yeah. That's probably a good decision. Yeah.
And it kind of gives me like time to rest and time to get back to my family and to my husband and, catch up on my social life.
Yeah. And you get to recharge too for the week ahead. Yeah. It sucks because on Sundays I have a show that I do with my friends. So I'm working on Sundays too.
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh, you have?
Well, just a little clips.
Have you ever tuned in live?
No.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's a little raunchy.
I need to just tap in and be like, what's going on?
Yeah, most of the workload recently has just been editing out those clips and pushing those out. So when we went out to the Mexican restaurant, I literally was like, dude, I could be editing clips right now, but that's so toxic. You can't think like that all the time.
Yeah,
you got to learn how to shut down. So the next question is, what's the biggest mistake you've made in your business, and what did you learn from it so far?
I think my biggest mistake I've made was not reaching out to someone to help me with the finance part on it. And I know I'm not the only like business owner that makes that mistake.
I made that mistake.
Yeah. I've made it myself, and I think that we make the mistakes and we learn from them. But reaching out to someone and being like, hey, I need help figuring out the finance part of having a business.
Yeah.
Is it better now? Yeah. Because we've learned by step step as we've gone, and I've learned to like reach out and be like, hey, I need help.
And so from doing that, like, walking away from it, like, what did you learn about yourself when you just kind of realized, like, you wouldn't, like, for me, I looked at that as a deficiency.
Yeah.
There's so many things that as a business owner, you got to be not even good at, but just know how to do. And I feel like for me, I'm deficient in the finance part and like a little bit of the sales aspect of it too.
Yeah.
So like, I've learned that when I gave that role to somebody else, I'm like, well, I know what I'm not good at, and I know what I don't want to do anymore.
Yeah.
So like, what did you take away from like handing that off or reaching out to somebody about yourself?
It was hard to trust and be like, here's a part of me. But again, that brings it back. Like, it's learning to trust and be like, I trust this person to handle this for me, and they're gonna dig me out of wherever I'm struggling in.
Yeah.
And they're gonna teach me something that I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the business stuff that are taught today is kind of like you can do a lot by yourself, and there's like some truth to that. I've always told people, like, you just got to be like minimally viable in like doing each thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to be great at it, but you got to pay your taxes. You got to learn how to do the finance stuff,
Exactly.
manage cash flow, figuring out what's the best profit margin for you. Like, you have to be somewhat knowledgeable of what that is. You don't have to be good at it, because I feel like the older I'm getting, I'm like, I'm just going to get that off to somebody else.
Yeah. I think another thing I also struggled with was marketing.
Yeah. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. I went into the business just full on, like, ready.
Sure. That's the best way to do it, by the way.
Yeah. Because, I like to get my hands dirty. But
right.
I didn't start with the Facebook or anything like right away. And I was like, well, how am I going to get clients? I didn't know how to get clients. I relied on the people that knew me already.
Yeah.
And I was comfortable in that. But then I met more people that were in marketing, and they were like, let me help you.
Yeah.
And again, it's like learning to trust them and being like, yeah, like, help me.
Yeah.
So, they built my logo, they built a little bit more of the marketing side. They taught me a little bit of how to market my brand.
Yep.
And then I discovered ChatGPT.
Yes. I love ChatGPT.
That's the most person I chat with.
I do too. Did you see what I posted in the you're my close friends, aren't you?
Yes.
Did you see what I posted in there?
I did.
Oh my gosh.
Was there a lot?
Of what?
Of like response on it.
Yeah, like, wait, you talking about people that swiped up and like joined the close friends? I had like 5 people join.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that follow me, they use ChatGPT too. But I think like the best way to use ChatGPT is to know what prompts will do what. So I made this one prompt where it'll literally give you like 50 plus content ideas.
Oh, wow.
And I dropped it in the close friends group, and you just got to copy and paste it and then add your own information in it. And it'll give you like 50 pieces of content ideas to do for your business.
I love ChatGPT.
Yeah, I do too.
So much.
Do you have the pro version?
No, I need to invest into it and be like, here's my money.
I honestly haven't really thought much of it. I mean, I feel like I'm getting a lot of work done.
Yeah. I mean, even with like the normal one, like I said, I'm chatting with it all the time. I'm like, please help.
Do you have it on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I have it on my phone, my computer, and like my tablet. I'm like, please help.
It's everywhere. No, yeah, I've been curious though. So what has like the marketing people like taught you about your business? And because I feel like a lot of marketing and advertising is really industry specific.
Yeah.
So
like I'm not gonna lie, like I knew nothing about marketing whatsoever.
Sure.
Like I feel like I'm dumb in that area.
You weren't like a social media person either, really.
No, I was really never a social media person. I didn't know how to create content. I didn't know how to even now, like I take pictures of my stuff. I do a little bit of the editing on the pictures when I'm posting stuff on my page, but like videos to this point, I still don't know how to do those.
Got it.
And it also has to do with like me going straight in and getting to work.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a really tricky thing, because like part of it is like, yeah, you got to tell your story too.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. But then like the other part of it is actually, how do you get more people to sign up for different services? And so I totally understand. I mean, that's why I'm always curious about like what people do for their marketing and advertising.
Yeah. So my marketing people, I feel like they feel comfortable me sharing with it. It's actually my cousin.
Okay.
She just started off with hers,
Okay.
her marketing company, and it's
Do I
going
know
great
her?
for her. No.
Okay.
But I'm gonna introduce you to her.
Let's do it.
Her and her friend.
Okay.
And they really like helped me start off with like my logo, and really like helped me like teach me how to like put like a flyer together on like pricing stuff, and putting that information out, making lists of like my checklist, my to-do list that I take to clients when I have to go do a walkthrough.
Yeah.
So I mean, like little stuff like that. They're growing, I'm growing, we're both learning together.
That sounds like a great partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to meet them and pick their brains a little bit.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'm sure they pick yours too.
Let's do it. I got a lot going up there. Yeah, so like what's next for you? Like I feel like we kind of talked about the mental health aspect, spiritual stuff with the business. So like where you're at now, is this something that you can see yourself, and you can be honest, you don't have to, fabricate anything, but like, do you see yourself pushing through this for the next few years, or is this something that you're kind of like, you're probably going to transition to something else?
I love this so much, and I think I see myself doing it for a long time. I think I want to build this as a legacy for my children, because I one day I do want to walk away from my 9 to 5 and just dedicate myself to my business completely. Will I have a stopping point at one point? Yeah, and we hope that when that stopping point is, it's because I'm ready to give birth.
I love that. Yeah.
But I know that I have strong people on my team.
Yeah.
That will continue to carry my business.
Yeah.
And again, it's about that trust. So
I definitely feel like there's really only two kinds of businesses in my mind. There's one that's a cash flow business, meaning you start it just to make money and kind of grow it to as much as you can. Mm-hmm. And then the other kind of business you could start is like something that you could actually sell down the road. Yeah. And I feel like all legacy businesses, at least in my opinion, are like great cash flow businesses. Yeah. As long as it can like feed people and pay the bills. Yeah. I think that's an excellent legacy to leave. Yeah.
And if it doesn't, I'm okay with it, Yeah. I'm still spreading love by caring for other people in their own space. Yeah. So
yeah, and there's also different things you could do too from this. I mean, you learned a lot of business skills and tactics that I'm just gonna be honest, like you're probably not gonna learn from a college course. Right. Like 100%. You're just the things that you've gone through in the past, couple years or whatever. Yeah. Like you're not gonna learn that sitting in a classroom. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I feel like I've had that experience because my first year at Washburn, I was in entrepreneurship and business. Yeah. And I transitioned over to more skill-based degree. Mm-hmm. And like I feel like you got to take some accountability for that because there's a lot of kids right now going into school this month that are learning some pointless skill. Yeah. And real life examples of what you're doing, even regardless if you leave a legacy or not, or if you transition over to a different business, like you'll learn a lot from the past couple of years and like owning this business.
And I'm a huge learner. I love learning. I love the criticism. Yeah. Because I think criticism really helps you improving your skill.
Sharpening your skills.
Yeah, there you go. So I definitely have a huge goal for myself and for the business. I obviously we just started our first commercial. Do I want more commercials in the building? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah. We just have to have faith in God and in my mentor, and know that He's going to direct me in the correct path.
I love that. So. Yeah. Do you have any advice for a 27-year-old going through life and business?
Oh man, I think my advice is trust yourself, trust your mentor, and set boundaries for yourself when you're going into a business. And when you trust your mentor, either it be faithful or it just be another person, make sure it's someone that you trust completely, to have tough conversations with. Yeah. Because I think that kind of strong mentor will take you a long ways to where you want to be with your goals. So
thank you for that. Yeah. I have a hard time with like trusting people. Yeah. Just in general. Yeah. I haven't had a mentor in about 2 years now. And I don't know. I feel like I'm just kind of like in a chapter where I trust myself first and foremost. I trust the business I'm going into. I trust my family. Yeah. And I trust a handful of my friends. But the mentor thing has been weird for me recently just because like the past mentors I've had like didn't really work out very well, and I feel like they're living a life now that I'm not really interested in. And so I feel like that's where I'm a bit mindful about like picking my mentors. Is that like, are they doing what I want to be doing? Are they at a point where like I'm chasing them? You know what I mean? Like I'm elevating to their level. There's a few people in town that I've looked at that I'm like, all right, I'd like to be there. I don't have that kind of access to them yet.
I think you have a mentor standing in front of you all the time.
Well, yeah. I mean,
your friends and your family.
Yeah, and I mean my trust in God, but I mean, just more so like the more tactical, like hands-on business things that I'm not great at. I would love some direction because like last year when I was going full time with a business, I was full time for about 6 months or so, 7 months, and I quickly realized like, damn, like I don't know what it's like to have a real mentor that's multiple steps ahead of you. And can help you foundationally set your business for the long run. Like that's what I'm looking for. And it's hard to find. So that's
you're a mentor.
Yeah. If you're a mentor, tap
listening
in.
Today.
Yeah,
here's your
tap in. Yeah, I would love some guidance in growing like where I want to grow. You know what I mean?
Like, I think this is gonna take you far. I think that
you like this show.
Yeah, I think that you're gonna find a mentor that's gonna be like, I want you.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm definitely coachable. Like I told Fatima on the last episode. The biggest thing for me is just be as coachable as possible because I have like these big dreams and I want to do it, and not only that, but I also want to still be a good person, a good human being. Getting there. So that's why like I appreciate.
I think you're a good human being.
Thank you. I don't want to lose that part of me. The bigger I get, or whatever finances come my way.
You always want to be humble.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that about the mentor stuff because I am looking for a mentor.
Okay.
But it's just so hard for me to trust kind of like who would actually guide me in the right direction. Just hasn't worked out in the past.
Okay. So. You'll find your person. It'll be hard to find it, but you'll find your person.
Yeah. Last question. Do you have anyone in mind that you'd like to see on that chair next?
Wow. I have a lot of people that I want to see in this chair.
Okay.
Because I think I have met so many people that have such great talent. I would love. Oh man. Only one person?
Let's. Fatima gave me 3, so let's do like 2 or 3. And can you connect me to them?
Yes, I definitely can connect you to them. They would be amazing.
Okay.
First one is Delmetris Heron.
She said her too.
Yes, I love Delmetris.
Okay.
And I think that once you get her in this chair,
and
you have a one-on-one conversation, you're gonna love the conversation.
Okay.
She's amazing.
Okay. Awesome. I'll look out for her.
There's another person I have been working with closely, because they work on my brother.
Okay.
They just recently started. His name is Damien Avila.
Oh, yeah, I know Dame.
Yeah.
Went to school with him.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
He was a year above me.
Okay. Yeah. He just recently started his business.
Okay.
Training one-on-one with children.
Okay.
In soccer.
Okay.
And I think that he brings a lot to the table himself, and he's been working the whole entire summer with my younger brother.
Okay.
And I mean, he's stored a lot of confidence in my younger brother who's in high school. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What school does he go to?
He goes to Highland Park.
Highland Park. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You have one more, or does it?
I know this might be like bias, but my husband.
Okay. He's sleeping over there.
My husband has been my biggest supporter.
Awesome.
And he's been one of my mentors in life. Who has really known how to guide me in the direct path.
Yep.
With the business. And even if he doesn't have a business, I know that he brings a lot to the table and knowledge. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this show. I really appreciate you guys and letting me into your home, these a beautiful home. Yeah, you're the second guest on the show. How crazy is that?
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love that. And I'm praying for you, and I'm praying for the show that you bring a lot more people and good success for this.
Thank you.
You have a lot to offer to this world, and you have a lot of good things coming. And I've always told you that. So.
You have, yeah, I know. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll get this edited. It'll be out on Sunday. I'm gonna try to upload every Sunday. Okay. Yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in. We got more guests on the way. I hope you guys learned something from this show. I learned something myself today. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode.